There's a great saying that says, don't forget God when you get what you prayed for. Hey there, my name is Joyce Omondi, and this is CITAM Church Online. It's so easy to fall into temptation and fall away from God when things are easy. In good times, we try to take credit for our prosperity. We become proud of our hard work and our cleverness. And the truth is, we forget that it's really God's favor that has brought us that far. And so in this sense, prosperity can actually be a very dangerous thing, because prosperity, more than poverty, can actually dull our spiritual vision. Whereas tough times can really push us towards God, easy times can make us self-sufficient and self-satisfied and eager to acquire more of everything else except God. So we are so inclined to do this that in Deuteronomy chapter 8, Moses warned the people of Israel about this as they prepared to cross into the promised land and experience the prosperity that God had promised them. It says this from verse 11, "Be careful that you do not forget the Lord your God, failing to observe his commands, his laws, and his decrees that I am giving you this day. Otherwise, when you eat and are satisfied, when you build fine houses and settle down, and when your herds and flocks grow large, and your silver and gold increase, and all that you have is multiplied, then your heart will become proud, and you will forget the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery." Let's jump over then to verse 17, which says, "You may say to yourself, my power and the strength of my hands have produced this wealth for me." And then verse 18 says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is he who gives you the ability to produce wealth, and so confirms his covenant, which he swore to your ancestors, as it is today." Now, the Bible points to a few other characters who actually seemed to have forgotten God in the good times. So, you can kind of give yourself a little bit of comfort knowing that you're probably not alone in this. I'm not alone in this. Here are some of the Bible characters who actually tended to do the same. Adam, the very first man on earth, he lived in a perfect world and had a perfect relationship with God. All of his needs were met. He had absolutely everything. But he fell into Satan's deceptions and sin entered the world. Then there was Noah and his family. They survived the flood. God gave them dominion over the whole earth. They were prosperous and life was good. But then one day, Noah got drunk and cursed his son Ham for seeing his nakedness. There's also the example of David, who ruled well, and under his reign, Israel was an economic, political, and military power. I mean, these guys were absolutely great. But in the midst of that success, he committed adultery with Bathsheba and had her husband killed. Solomon, he had it all: power, wealth, fame, and wisdom. But this same abundance, these good times, led to his downfall as he copied the idolatrous ways of his wives. And then we have Rehoboam, his son. At the peak of his popularity and power, David's grandson, Rehoboam, abandoned God and led the entire kingdom of Judah into sin with him, resulting in Judah being conquered by Egypt. So if we're to be truly honest with ourselves, our names, my name, your name, would probably feature on that list as well. But as we've seen from these examples, forsaking God, forgetting about him, or abandoning him in our good times will really only lead to destruction. So let us be careful not to allow pride to set in during the good seasons of our lives. Let us be as committed in pursuing Him and seeking His face when things are good as much as when they are tough, lest we forget God. I hope this has challenged you guys as much as it has me. Again, the journey of faith is a continuous journey. It's not a destination. It is a day at a time walking under His grace. So I hope this challenges you just as much as it has myself. With that said, thank you so much for watching. You can send us your feedback and your comments at CITAM Church Online. That's on all our social media platforms. Until next time, have yourselves a wonderful time. I'll see you soon. God bless.